Hey man, so this is Anylabelling. I'll send you the instructions for installing. But what we do here is we're gonna create some tags for each car. Basically, we're gonna identify each car in every picture, label it, and then there's a whole bunch of processing stuff that I've got that automated in the background to actually create the models, and then you use those models to predict any given photo what cars are in that photo. So the way we do this, we open up a folder by clicking on the folder. We go to where the files are saved, which in this case are here. It'll open up and you'll see all your files down the bottom right hand corner there. There's a few things that happen in this interface. So you just move to the next photo and back to photos using the two arrows there. We can draw polygons and things around cars to identify them, and so the basic premise is, let's say I want to draw a rectangle. What I do is I draw my rectangle around the entire car that I want to identify, and then I enter the label for that. I've been using the car number. The car number seems to work well because then you can cross-reference all the other things that you need to do. Now that's really tedious because you've got to do that for each car, which is a pain in the ass. So down the bottom here, there's auto labeling, this little brain down the bottom. We go to auto label and we pick a model, and I would highly suggest, I'd suggest you, if you can, and the PC is fast enough, and you'll get an idea from that. It should take a couple of seconds for it to do the next step. If you can use the 8X, then use that one. Otherwise, the large, medium, small, nano model, each of those is a smaller one, less accurate, but they get faster as you go down. So if the PC that you're using is struggling a bit, use the small, just go down large, medium, or small. When you select it, the first time you select it, it'll download the model. And then all we do, instead of having to rectangle this, the other important button is this move, edit, fill button. You'll see why that's important in a minute. But once you've selected your model, you hit run, it'll run. I'm on a Mac here, so it takes a little while. But what it's done there is identify every car in the photo. Well, every car that it can reasonably identify in the photo. It's also identified people, and there's some umbrellas and some other stuff that it identifies later on. What I do then for each photo, you can click on the box, and it's important that you're in the edit mode to click on the box, and select each field. Over here you'll see the objects that it's identified and what it thinks they are. Amusingly, you always get some buses, so there it's identified a bus for some reason. Car number 32, I can't remember who it is, but constantly gets identified as a truck. It must look like a ute from front on. But anyway, so for each car, select the car, double click the its option, and then type in the number, and then you do that for each car. 777, 021, so on and so forth. Hopefully you'll be able to recognize all of the cars and be able to put the numbers in. Some of these cars, obviously, I can't see. I can't read them properly from here. You'll likely recognize them from just the livery. But yeah, try and label each one. The ones that you can't identify, you haven't got an identification on immediately. When you go to the next photo, sometimes it's a bit more clear, and then you just go back and relabel that vehicle. The other thing to note here is you can see this one, it's identified a car, like it's melded two cars together. You can grab the corner of the box, and it's important to do this, and just select the car itself. The one that it is, that's 48, I think, by the looks of it. Anyway, you do that. Once you've done that, you move on to the next one. Hit run again. It'll identify all the cars and occasionally some people and things. Takes a little time. There we go. And we do the same thing for this one. 78, 777, 21, and so forth. I'm just hitting enter there as I select it. 58, and on you go. You can just keep doing that to your heart's content. And you just you need to do that for every photo and for every car in every photo. And what that does is build up a set of data that says this part of the picture is this car. And then when we run the training on it, it uses all of that information and all of the images to train the model. So for future state, it will then be able to recognize that car 777 looks like that. So anything that looks reasonably like that will be, hopefully, cross fingers, identified as car 777. And we can then write something to do a bit of a retrieval system for that. So yeah, that's Anylabelling. So ideally, I'll send you an email with what the ask is. But anyway, I'll stop there. That's the how-to.